Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching us from. My name is Maurice Mbugua, and today we've got a series of strategic and politically significant stories from across the globe, but all with serious implication for Africa. We begin in Somaliland, where a new Israeli analysis could reshape diplomatic thinking, then to Hargeisa for infrastructure ambitions, and over to Johannesburg for fireworks ahead of the G20 summit. Now, a new policy paper from Israel's Institution for National Security Studies, INSS, recommends that Israel formally recognize the Republic of Somaliland, describing it as a potential strategic breakthrough for securing its interest in the Red Sea. Now, according to the INSS researcher Asha Lubotsky, mounting how the attacks on international shipping coupled with Iran's increased influence have made Somaliland's location too valuable to ignore. Now, the report argues that Somaliland offers Israel a forward operating environment in one of the world's most critical maritime choke points. Somaliland's long Gulf of Aden coastline and the deepwater Berbera port that has been upgraded with UAE's support are seen as ideal platform for logistics, intelligence, and possibly drone operations to counter arms smugglings to Yemen. The INSS also praises Somaliland's internal stability. It holds regular democratic elections, maintains a functioning government, and has consistently low crime, contrasting sharply with Somalia. Now, while Israel has not officially recognized Somaliland, observers note increasing behind-the-scenes cooperation. Israeli technical teams reportedly visited Berbera's airfield, and joint counter-terrorism coordination has intensified since 2022. If Tel Aviv moves forward, the implication would be far-reaching, not just for Israel's Red Sea strategy, but for Somaliland's diplomatic legitimacy. For Africa, this could mark a turning point, a powerful outside actor treating Somaliland not as a breakaway region, but as an independent nation and a diplomatic operational partner with real political and strategic weight. Now, in Hargeisa today, Somaliland's Minister of Finance and Economic Development Abdullahi Hassan Aden met with senior World Bank officials to accelerate the Nagad project, a major initiative designed to transform the capital's infrastructure. Joining him were his ministry's Director General and top city officials as they reviewed their project's roadmap timelines and key components. Now, key areas under discussions include building and upgrading roads, bridges, and essential public services, with a special emphasis on climate resilience. The goal is to modernize Hargeisa's urban fabric while improving living standards in a sustainable way. According to the World Bank's projects document, the Nagad initiative aims to increase access to resilient infrastructure, strengthen local government delivery, and respond to climate-related displacement needs. Now, notably, Somaliland and the bank agreed to speed up preparatory work so that implementation can begin without delay. This push aligns with a fourth round of additional financing, a sign that both parties are serious about scaling up development across Hargeisa. Now, this development demonstrates that Somaliland is able to mobilize international development partners to invest in long-term urban infrastructure. Second, it highlights a broader trend. African cities are increasingly receiving development funding for resilience, not just growth. And perhaps most importantly, it strengthens Somaliland's institutional legitimacy by showing that development can proceed as the country intensifies efforts towards for more diplomatic recognition. As Johannesburg readies for the G20's Leaders Summit, Washington has confirmed it will not fully participate, a decision steeped in controversy. Now, according to the White House, no U.S. government officials will attend, though a diplomatic delegate will be present for the ceremonial handover at the end of the summit. In contrast, the United Kingdom is making a different statement. Prime Minister Keir Starmer arrived in South Africa today and is scheduled to visit a Johannesburg depot to see trains that were built in Derby and announce a new deal where the UK will provide strategic advice and consultancy services to South Africa's railways. UK officials say the summit offers real potential for British business, trade deals and partnership across Africa with or without US participation. President Donald Trump has cited claims of human rights abuses against white Afrikaner farmers as his reason for the boycott, allegation widely rejected by South African leaders. In response, President Cyril Ramaphosa has stated that the G20 will go on without US participation, calling the boycott their loss and affirming that a joint declaration is still possible. South African officials have emphasized that the summit's declared agenda, including climate justice and debt relief, will push forward irrespective of the US presence. For Africa, the juxtaposition of the US absence and UK's attendance is significant. South Africa's role as host signals a shifting balance. The continent is no longer simply a passive venue, but a player in global diplomacy. The UK's presence alongside other major partners suggests that African priorities, from debt relief and climate justice to digital investments, may now find broader support even as traditional alliances evolve. Now, the real test will be whether the summit delivers meaningful outcomes for African states or merely becomes a symbolic gathering without depth. That's our bulletin for this hour. We will continue to follow these and more stories and keep you in the know. This is KOW TV, Africa Focus. My name is Maurice Mbugua, coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you for watching.